Hey guys, back here, checking on the candle burn. It's burnt for about 9 hours now, and it's gone down. Um, Notice how it's still floating about an inch. I don't think I can change that unless I weigh it down with something like a rock, which I should do, but I can barely hold this up. It's about this level, so it burned about a quarter of the candle. It's still got all this to go to the bottom. I'll probably leave it on all night. I trust it, it's safe. It's surrounded by water. This is pretty warm right here. Let me touch the water. The water is actually hot or comfortable for bathing, which is kind of crazy. And then what I'll do is I'm going to shut the lights off and show you how much light this thing throws, guys. It's pretty crazy. Oh, I have it all. Also, I have it next to my plants. I thought this would be a better spot, give it some CO2 to my plants. So here we go. Okay. So I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but it doesn't look like it is. But this light is shining pretty well. If I push down on it, I'll show you what the water definitely helps it reflect the light out. It is nice and warm coming off of there. So that is equivalent to one of my small LED lights for lighting at night. So that's pretty good. But that I don't have to recharge. It'll just burn down after so many hours. But it seems to throw quite a bit of light there. This camera in the viewfinder I can't tell or not, but in person definitely. So I'll check it again in the morning and we'll go from there. Good morning. Gonna check on my shit hit the fan survival long-term candle. It's still going to town there. It's been about let me go check the clock actually. I think it's been 16 hours. Let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21 hours. 21 hours, that sounds more like it. So it is still floating, unfortunately. So I guess that's the way it is. I can see I can push it down to the bottom. I could possibly pull this up with my hands now. So it is about halfway down the wick. Half of the wick's left. So I'm guessing it'll probably make 80 hours. 48 at least. Now I think because the water is kind of insulating this, the wick around the outside of the inner glass isn't melting all the way. Some of it is, but whatever. But anyway, this thing threw a lot of nice light last night. I was surprised. I shut everything down, and it was pretty crazy. This is still warm, and the water is like a nice warmer than lukewarm. You could probably bathe with it if you had to. But I like it because here's the water level, but the flame is way down here now. So it's as it burns during the night it goes down slowly and gets safer and safer. So that's it. Hey guys, Rob here, back at the off-grid tiny house, or from the off-grid tiny house. Just doing an update on the shit hit the fan candle in the water container. And it has not popped above the top of the other glass jar, which is a good thing. However, if it was down further, touching the bottom, I gotta manually push it down. So if I had a heavy stone near the top just to manage that, that'd be good. The water level has dropped quite a bit, and it is quite hot right in this area now. And so this thing's actually evaporating the water quickly because the water temperature is pretty warm. I'll put my finger in there, and oh yeah, I can actually get burned by that water now. It's not boiling, bubbling in the, you can't see steam or anything, but also an update on the inside of the glass. The wax was stuck on there for most of the burn. If you guys go back to the video and remember that. Now it's all melted and all the way down in there, so it kind of like just hit the afterburner, and now it's really taken off. Probably because of the temperature of the water and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go check on the time, how long this thing's been on, so I'll leave you guys watching this for a second. Alright guys, so it's been exactly 30 hours now since this candle's been burning, and I can barely pull this up. Ow, that's actually pretty warm. So the level of the candle is right here, and it's still got all this wax to go before it hits bottom. So we're at 30 hours now. It's probably gonna hit the 80-hour mark, but I'll just keep doing updates and let you guys know. Like I said, this is super safe now that it's the candle is actually down here way below the water line. The water line's here. Here's the candle line where it's burned down to so far. So, and I put it next to my garden and plants here, just so they're getting the CO2 out of this thing and all the other crap that comes out of the wax. So it's probably healthy for them. No, I got it away from me, so that's a good thing. But pretty cool. It's a, if I had two of these in a larger container, I could heat water pretty cheaply, guys. Pretty insane. It's kind of passively heating though. It's not. It takes about a whole day or so to heat up. But if I had more than one of these candle heaters in there, like I say, they're only $1.25 a piece, and they last for about 80 hours a piece. So you could, if you had two of them going in the same water container, definitely be pretty cool. So I'll back up and show you what the lighting looks like in here so far. Kind of hard to tell. It doesn't show up on my viewfinder on this camera, so I'll have to watch it in review. But pretty neat, and I'll continue doing updates for you guys. Alright guys, I just wanted to film the candle throwing light. Now that it's down lower, halfway into the water, just to see the difference. You guys will compare when you see it on the big screen there on YouTube, but I can't really tell from my viewfinder right here. So here's the area, and it seems to light up the room pretty well. I can see perfectly fine. So that's a little comparison for you. Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. It's the morning. My candle actually went out last night. It got down to this point, right there where my finger is. And look how much water is missing out of this container. Just about, not quite half, but pretty damn close. So I'm gonna have to relight this guy and guesstimate on the time, but there's still quite a bit there. I guess I'll just start over from the 30-hour mark. But since I gotta leave today, I'm not even gonna bother to light that thing. But it did clean up all the wax around the edges, which I thought it wouldn't happen, but it did. So I'm not quite sure why the flame went out, but we'll when I relight it later on, after I get back running errands today, I'll figure it out. Also, the green pepper plant right here, that's the dud that was in there. I'm just letting it grow, see if it does anything. It's still green and everything, so I'm not sure. But I planted another pepper seed in that container, and also a cilantro seed, so we'll see what happens. And I just, guys, wanted to show you, if it shows up, here's my really good growing tomato plants right here. Here's my not so good growing plants. So the two ones, this one on the end, and I got another nice big one right here on the end. They're growing really well, but these guys in the middle are still purplish and smaller. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe you guys can give me some tips. But yeah. So for now, guys, I'll get back to this later on today. And we'll go from the 30-hour mark, I guess, because I'm not sure when this went out last night. So that's it for now. Alright, hey guys, back here with Rob at the Off-Grid Tiny House. I got a barbecue lighter. I'm going to light the candle up and see what we can do. Hopefully. I may have to pull it out. Make life a little easier, maybe. Here, let me put the candle down, or the camera down. Okay, I gotta angle it a bit because just to get the heat going, to get the wax melted. Alrighty. So I'm gonna do a little Q&A video while doing this as well. Whoop. Wonder if there's water in there or something. Oh wow. Okay. There's a little piece of something in there, black, that it was catching on. I gotta get this thing burning properly, and then I can continue the test burn it right down. See if I do this, the candle starts flickering out a bit. So I gotta build up heat for some reason. You don't want to be messing around with this when you're in a SHTF situation, so I think it's ready to roll here. It should have got enough of it burnt off, so I'll place it back in the water here, guys. We'll see what happens. And that's super safe now. Hopefully it stays lit. So the flame is actually here. Here's the top of the water level. And then you got all this wax left to go. So I'm going to start the mark at 30 hours. Because I'm not sure when this puffed out last night. And we'll go from there. But let me just quickly grab... I just want to read off a Q&A question from one of the YouTubers. And I'll read it to you guys. Alright, so Graham asks a question. Why are you buying a cheap barbecue from the dollar store when you can just put a wood stove in the off-grid tiny house on wheels? Good question, Graham. If you watch the rest of my videos, you know that Dollar Tree barbecue was used to attempt to burn the paint off my survival stove. It burned more off, but it didn't quite get everything. So I wasn't really using it for cooking at all or anything like that. It was mostly to have some high heat, high temperatures to help burn the paint off, but it didn't cost me too much, so that's a good thing. Other questions people have asked me, what kind of music do you like? I like everything but rap and country. And that means I listen to, like, I can go from heavy metal, alternative, classical. I'll just list off some of the... there's a bunch of female artists I like Lights, Avril Lavigne, the Canadians, Metric, Veronica's, who else? Rihanna's pretty good. Her newer stuff's kind of a little too rappy for my taste, but whatever. IO is good. That's more like trance techno. I like everything Breaking Benjamin, Smash Mouth, anything but rap and country, basically. I'm all over the map. You know, pretty good music-wise. Other things, some of the alternative websites alternative media that I use and follow. Coast to Coast AM talk radio show. Caravan to Midnight, John B. Wells show. Freeman, the Freeman Perspective. Jordan Maxwell. David Icke, Alex Jones. Alex Jones is InfoWars, by the way. What else? Michael Tessarian. Press for Truth. What else? A whole whack of alternative media I go through, guys. I watch a lot of documentaries and UFO TV and all kinds of stuff. Always like to be learning about new stuff and how the government's screwing everybody over. And I know it's not conspiracy. It's real, guys. Most of the everybody who claimed these dudes were conspiracy theorists, all the stuff they've come out with has pretty much come to fact, and is now coming into mainstream media, especially the stuff on 9/11 just recently. So please don't call people conspiracy theorists when they're actually just telling the truth and warning you. It's really retarded. I'm just ripping some stuff off the plants here. But yeah, I listen to all kinds of music, guys. The Weekend, just everything. Other than that, I'm just gonna continue with this candle test, and that was a little short Q&A video. If you guys have any more questions for me, comments, throw them in there. Put a little Q&A in front of your question, and I'll save it for the next Q&A video. I kind of hold off on the Q&A videos until I get a decent number of questions, like 5 or more. So that's why you probably haven't seen too many Q&A videos. I think I've only done 2. So yeah, garden's doing well, and keep doing this candle test and see how it goes. I may put this temperature probe in here just to see what the water level does, but the heat off of this thing's probably going to affect it, so it's probably not going to work. So I probably won't do that, because oh well, it doesn't matter anyway. So we'll see how this works and see how much longer this burns for. So let's see what time it is. It is 2 o'clock in the PM. Whoops. And we'll start the clock there, I guess. So, and then I'll do an update video on this and see how it goes. So that's it for now, guys. Alright guys, back here again. It's been about 38 hours now with this candle. It's actually sunken down to about the bottom of the container, which is a good thing. It's got, this will probably be the last night of its burn, so I'm guessing it'll get close to 48 hours instead of 80. So pretty crazy, but still a long time for this candle, that's for sure. I'm just kind of channel surfing. It's Saturday today. I just saw Obama talking a bunch of shit at his last dinner as president or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna be turning that because that's trash. So I just wanted to give you a little update with this, and go from there, guys. So I'll let you know in the morning. Hey guys, it's morning. Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. It is raining out still, which is horrible. The candle is still going. Let me feel the glass. Yeah, the water's pretty warm. The glass is practically sitting on the bottom now, and I believe we're about here is the level of the candle right now, so it's only got a little bit to go. But let me read off the how many hours it made it so far. Yeah, okay guys, we made it to 49 hours from the last time I checked. I've been making notes, writing it down. So 49 hours. I'm gonna let it rip until it's totally done. I'll probably have to bring it into the bedroom so I can keep a closer eye on it, because I think it's getting close to the end here. But hopefully my plants liked the test, because it was putting out all that CO2 and all that garbage. So yeah, I'll tell you how many hours it makes it. I don't think it's going to do the full 80, of course, now that we know how low it is. And it's 49 hours, so yeah, it's probably not going to get 80 hours. It's going to get about 50 something, maybe even 60 hours But that's pretty good for $1.25 for a candle. I gotta admit that. That's for sure. So, that's it for now, guys. Alright, guys. I think we got it. It's 50 hours. 50-hour candle. The wick hit bottom. Oh, I guess you can't see because of the sticker. But you can tell by right there, there's the gap, and you can see right down to the glass, and it just snuffed itself out. So there's a little bit of wax in the bottom, and there's still quite a bit on around the sides. So I guess you could throw like a cotton ball, rest of that down. I'll do that outside, but it's raining. So it's about a 50-hour candle, guys. And look how low the water level got. Let me put this back in there. So the water level dropped about halfway because I had it just at the edge here. So it acted as a little humidifier as well. So, and safety device. So I'll just leave that in there for now for a while. So that's it. 50 hours grand total. And that's pretty impressive for $1.25.